Hello and welcome to Screentone's Jam Sessions, where we talk anything and everything webcomics. I'm Rennie. I use she/they pronouns, and I make the webcomic Kate Blast.
I'm Delphina, and I make the webcomic Sombulus.
I'm Megan, she, her pronouns, and I make the webcomic Sorcery Shenanigans.
Okay. We just wanted to get together and rant a little bit about music, on how we work with it, work with it in our comics, let it influence us, and yeah. So I just wanted to dive right in, I guess.
Well, just tell me about what you do for music. I mean, what is how does music involve itself in Kate Blast?
Yeah, so I a lot of plot points came to Kate Blast mostly because I was listening to a song and I was like, "Oh, this would be cool." Set and like the background, like one of my favorite things growing up was listening to original soundtracks for things and like reimagining it and like I have like mild synesthesia too, which is
Yes.
really wild, but it's like in a good way. So like music really affects me, especially when you have something that's a really good score. So whenever I hear music, I think plot, I think what's going on the screen, so to speak. So a lot of the major scenes in Kate Blast I have a whole playlist of things like, okay, this song is set to this scene, and the beats will hit here and here. One of my proudest things that I've done is in chapter 2, at the fight scene at the end of chapter 1 and the beginning of chapter 2. I have it synced up to a song called Days of the Running Man by Droid Bishop, where page 10, when Kate's ring lights up, it hits exactly at 2 minutes and 40 seconds in the song, and I'm very proud of that.
Oh my gosh.
Nice.
So like I always have like a song in my mind when I'm writing scenes of, and that sort of helps me with think about pacing, think about beats, and the rise, fall, the crescendos, and in any given scene. And it really helps with mood too, because like I think that like if you're watching like a movie or a show, um the right song at the right moment can make you just bawl your eyes out. But like if you have a sad scene, then all of a sudden it's a hot, happy, jaunty tune. You're just not going to feel the emotion that they want you to feel. So
Yeah. Yeah. I love
Absolutely.
that feeling too when you hear that one song and you're like, yes, yes, this is it. Oh,
Yes,
it's
it's always so like overwhelming. It always grabs you in a really great way.
yeah, I know. Do you ever like imagine like the anime version of your song? Like you put your characters in there and you're like you do this little anime opening thing in your head.
mm-hmm.
Yes,
I
absolutely.
Yup, I have one that I listen to weekly. It's my ADHD hyperfixation, and I just loop it, and I already have it like practically storyboarded in my head. It's fine.
See, but then my issue is because I can technically animate, I could do it, and I imagine myself doing it, and then I go, no, that's a lot of work. But then the feeling of, I really want to animate this and make this real never leaves.
Oh, that's dangerous, Meg. That's so
Yes, I know.
dangerous.
So dangerous. Oh my god.
Too many skills.
One of these days you're just gonna wake up and you'll have animated it in a fugue state.
Oh gosh. I hope it's at least watchable.
You just open up YouTube like, when did I make this and why does it have like 5 million likes? This is
I put it on
amazing.
YouTube? When? To be fair, I would exactly do that. Exactly. I would do that and then absolutely forget about it.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I love music though. I have like at least 10 playlists on my Spotify that are like specifically like it's a mood and it's also a character. I find so many character
Mm.
songs and I'm
Yes.
like, "Oh my gosh, yeah, this is a Sydney song, isn't it?" That the Sydney songs are all like power ballad like sorts
Ah,
of
yes.
Yes. Those
things
are
and
such
then
good types.
yeah, yeah, and then I'll, like, more chill songs. I'm like, "Okay, this is a Kazar, okay, we could do that," and it's just yeah, I just whatever the mood is, because then I can just switch it up depending on what if I'm going for somber, if I'm going for epic, if I'm going for heartwarming, like, there's all kinds of things in there. I'm really proud of my Spotify lists.
Ah, it's so good.
Yeah, I have mentioned this many times before, but I go off of pure vibes. So I don't have a
Yeah,
plan for
vibes.
anything. I just hear like music and I go, wow, this is such a great vibe. It's like getting me in the mood for this page. I never do like, oh, this is great for this page and like this plot point and like all this. I'm not a planner. I just go, this is a great music. I love this.
Yeah.
Done.
Do you ever like you hear a new song and then you get inspired with like a illustration piece and like you have to do it because that happens
Oh,
to me
yes.
all the
Oh
time.
God,
I
yeah,
have
I
a
did that
whip
recently.
exactly based on what you're talking about. And I saw it the other day and I went, oh, yeah, I made that off of that like song I really enjoyed. And I was like, I should go back to that and like revisit it. But I forgot about it until just now.
Yeah, I have an illustration that's in Whips at the time of this recording that's like based entirely on the genre of city pop.
I admire that like that you have works in progress like for these things because for me it's never a work in progress. I hear the song, I put it on repeat for like 10 hours and I finish the stupid thing like because I am in a trance. I am hearing the music and I am
You get
vibing and I'm just
possessed.
like I need to this is the song. This is the moment. I need to make this happen.
Yeah, usually they stay as like whips for so long because it always comes to me while I'm like doing something else. And so I go, okay, if I don't deal with it now, I will completely forget about it and be mad at myself. So I'm just going to do a sketch and we'll figure it all out and I'll get back to work. And then it stays as a whip because I forget about it.
Yep.
Oh
I had
god.
that the demonic possession art the other month where I was riding the train home from work and I was listening to a song on repeat and then it hit and then an illustration hit me and I was like cancel all plans for tonight. I am drawing this and I sat down and just cranked out the thing in one night sitting. And it was one of my best works and I was like, "Wow, I'm really proud of this." But also, what possessed me?
Oh, I know. That is such a good name for it. I've done that before where like I illustrate something and I just finish it and then I like come out of it and I'm like, oh gosh, it's been like 3 hours and I did this whole piece and it looks great, but I don't remember how I did any of this. So like if I wanted to do something this great again, I can't repeat it.
Now
Yeah.
we know it's demons, it's demonic possession.
They're so
Lightning in a
helpful. I don't
bottle.
even remember selling my soul.
That's part of the deal.
No, no. Oh my gosh. But it's true. It just music can be so inspiring and so powerful in that moment and I think it's just so magical how art and music kind of connect like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cause
music,
like
man.
they're like made for each other in many ways. Cause like the music, it gives the mood and the tone and the feeling, and the art gives the visual connection piece to it. So like having those two combined, like I am always constantly in awe of there are so many webcomics out there that use music because webtoons and like people have it built into their own sites and things
Oh,
like
that's
that
Yeah.
allow
true.
music. So whenever I stumble across a webcomic that has music built in and they've done the work to time the comic with the song, or like if it's an original piece too, I'm just like blown away by the artistry in that.
That is too
Yeah,
powerful.
it
People
is.
who draw comics and also write music for
I
the
wish. I
comics.
wish I had both.
Give me
But, you know,
both.
I can't. I can't be both. I'm too many things. Too many hats. Can't add the
I
Way too
hat.
know.
many hats.
But I mean, it's fun if that's your passion. I mean, I think that's incredible. I know like Nutty who does Court of Roses, they pick a track for every page and they post it in the comments so you can go and you can
Oh,
listen to
that's cool.
the
So
track and the
cool.
mood of that thing. And it makes total sense because the whole story, Court of Roses, is about a group of traveling bards. And so the music
Hmm.
tie-ins there are just
Oh,
super on point.
that's awesome. Yeah.
Yes, I have thought about doing something like that for my next comic because music is such a huge part of it too. But I'd
Oh
have to
yeah, with
Mm.
figure it out.
idols.
Yes. Music and art, so good. Can't separate it.
You can't. You can't. I mean, it's just I, I don't know. I'm getting emotional. I want to listen to all my songs now.
Oh, I know. I'm in the mood for music now.
Yeah, I have like I know there are people out there who make like character playlists where they have an entire playlist that is yes, this is
Yes, hello.
just
Hi.
Yeah.
Yes, it's me. You were calling?
Yeah, and I love that. But me, I have 3 playlists and that's it, but they're all like very very like highly tuned. Whereas one is just the Kate Blast playlist, which is just for everything, general moods. It's general ADHD dumping ground. It's an organized mess, whatever. Then I have Kate Blast Dark, which is like for the more darker emotional scenes,
Ooh.
or
Ooh.
big fight scenes and things like that. And it's got like some like more like classical music or soundtracks pieces from things that I've liked. Um, and then there's the Kate Blast songs to Transform and Kick Ass too.
Oh, I think you've mentioned that one before. Such a good
Yeah, and
name.
that's just every song because like every transformation sequence in the comic, I have a different song associated with it, and that helps me sort of like pin down the timing of it and stuff, and it all ties to like different moods that's going on in the comic.
That's
So
fantastic.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have my Spotify playlist, and they let you upload like a little thumbnail cover for each of your playlists. And so like sometimes I'll have like the perfect illustration already that I want to put in there and like, ooh, these are spooky songs. I have this like kind of spooky art that I can throw in there. But sometimes I'm like, I compile the list and then I'm like, I have to draw what this list is about. I have to encapsulate
Oh
it. And
yeah.
I have my like little chill one, and I went to that chill lo-fi beats like YouTube channel that's always playing, and they have that
Yeah.
the picture of the girl with
Yeah.
studying at her desk and
Yeah.
stuff. And so like I did a mock one of that with my characters because I'm like,
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I have playlist for every character in my next comic, my idol comic, and then I put them all together in one folder. So I was like, why not? Sometimes you just want to listen to the whole dang thing.
Yeah.
But
Yup.
every time I'm listening to music, I'm like, oh, this is such a like a Page song. And like some characters have like the same vibe, but just like a little bit different. So like there's a couple of villains that like have a very like kind of like rock vibe to them, but like, oh, the queen is like obviously rock, but like kind of like a darker, more evil vibe. And like
Yeah.
More like
Eloise is
symphonic
like,
metal.
yes, and like more hard rock. And then like Eloise is almost the same thing, but like more kind of like fancy.
That's a really interesting point, though, because there is a lot of nuance that I pick up from songs that I listen to, and I'm like thinking about it and turning it over in my head. And sometimes a lot of characterization will come to me
Yeah.
while I'm listening
Yes.
to a song, and I'm like, oh, wow, that's a way I've never thought about this character before. But it totally ties into their themes, and it ties into their struggles and their arc, and it almost like inspires a new direction sometimes when I'm thinking about dialogue,
Oh
or I'm thinking
yeah.
about what kinds of problems they're going to run into. Like, oh yeah, that's a new dimension. And so I just like little ways that it sneaks into even my plot is just I think that's the coolest thing.
It is. Oh my god, that's
Yes.
so cool. It's such a good point.
It just like worms its way in.
Mm-hmm.
Like an earworm.
Yeah, but like you were
Whoa.
saying, like you oh gosh, I'm gonna ignore that. No. um, but like you were saying, it's there's nuance, right? Like you
Hmm.
can listen to a
Oh yeah.
song and it's almost this character, but it's not quite this character. And thinking about,
Exactly.
well, why doesn't this work? Sometimes is also a useful exercise.
Yeah, because it helps you sort of flesh out the character a little bit more and sort of what's going through their heads in the vein of tying it to this song or this group of songs. Um,
Exactly. Yeah.
it's really fun. Yeah. So I guess thanks all for joining this little mini jam session. I've been Rennie. Yeah.
And I've
Keep
been
it casual.
Delphina. You can find my Spotify playlists if you search for Delphina 2K. But you can
Yeah.
also read my comic at zombulus.com.
I've been Megan. I do not heckin' remember my Spotify name, so I'm sorry. You're not gonna find it right now. Later,
I'm
I will
gonna
drop
find
the.
it.
Yeah, I guarantee you
We
will,
can drop
Josefina.
links in the description.
Yes, I will drop the link because I can't tell you it right now.
Yeah. We'll see you later.
Take
See
it
ya.
easy.
Music.